Alright, welcome everybody to the color coding tutorial in HTML. And in this video I'm going to be teaching you guys how color codes work in HTML, as well as how you can use them in CSS, and basically how they interact with each other to create colors on a website. So I'm actually going to be going ahead and showing you live how this works, how exactly colors interact with web pages, and how you can implement them on your website. And one more thing before I get started, if you guys stay all the way till the end of this video, I'll be giving you guys a bunch of free special gifts that I think you'll all benefit from. So make sure to go ahead and do that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So my text editor that I'm going to be using is called Atom. Now Atom is completely free. But on Windows, I do like to use NoteTab, which is another text editor that's really good. I recommend looking into it. If you're interested, the link will be in the description, so go ahead and check it out there. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder on my desktop. Alright, and I'm only doing this because I'm going to use this as an example file. Again, if you already have a website up and running and you're just interested in seeing how color codes work, then you don't have to do this process. But what I'm going to do in this folder is I'm going to go ahead and create a new file. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to, once I've opened up Atom right over here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to save, I'm going to do file, save as. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and save this as, here we go, alright, so we specified it here. I'm going to go ahead and save this as test.html. Right, make sure you have a file extension of .html so that Atom knows that you're working with HTML. So save it there. And after we've saved it as .html, the project section of Atom should, I don't know what this is. The project section of Atom should populate automatically with the test.html file. So once we're in here, we can go ahead and start messing around with some colors. All right, so first things first, I'm going to set up my HTML document. And to do this, it's very simple. All you have to do is just basically type in your HTML declarations. So I'm going to go ahead and do that over here. I'm going to go and add a doc type HTML declaration like this, and I'm going to go ahead and add some head tags. And actually, before the head tags, I'm going to go ahead and add an HTML tag. All right, and then I'm going to add a closing head tag. All right, and then a couple other things I'm going to do is I'm going to add a closing HTML tag. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and add a body tag. And I'm going to go ahead and add another body tag like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste this meta char set declaration inside of the head tag right over here. And now we can start typing out our color codes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by adding a head tag inside the body. Okay, and now my head tag, it's going to be an H1 tag like this. And I'm just going to say, this is an example of a red color. Okay, so to add a color to your HTML website, what you're going to want to do is, first off, let me show you how it would look without it. So if I went ahead and dragged it to my Safari over here and I opened it up, it's going to look something like this. So it's just basically going to be this black text over here that says this is an example of a red color. Okay, but how do we go to changing this black sentence, just plain black normal sentence that says this is an example of a red color, to saying to actually being a red color? So that's exactly what I'm going to talk about right now. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a style attribute to your H1 element. Okay, now I do talk about style and attributes on my channel, so just go ahead and look up the video. You should find it there. It'll explain everything. But for now, basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put a space after the 1 and the caret over here, and you're going to want to type out style equals, and then in quotes you're going to want to put a color. Okay, and so after this color, you're going to want to go ahead and put a colon, and then this is where HTML gets kind of interesting. Okay, so HTML colors are specified using predefined color names such as red, orange, blue, violet, light gray, black, white, whatever it may be. Or they can also be specified with RGB, hex, HSL, RGBA, and HSLA values. If you don't know what this means, that's fine. I'll be discussing that right now. But basically, let's just start off by using a predefined color name, such as red, right? So all I have to do is just type red and then put a semicolon. And now if I go ahead and save this and open up my file one more time in Safari, you will notice that my once it loads up, I will have red text as I do right now. All right, pretty cool, right? So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change this. Let's just do, this is an example of blue, right? So what I could do is I could go back here and change it to blue, and actually let's just do navy blue. And now if I go ahead and reload my file, oops, navy blue. I just need to do navy. I forgot about that one. But if I go ahead and reload my file, it will now be navy. All right, so now let's talk about some RGB values. So what exactly is RGB? RGB stands for red, green, blue, right? So basically, if you go on Google and you just type in color selector, it'll give you an RGB value over here. So say I want to do blue, right? But I don't like this navy blue that I see over here. What I can do is I can go ahead and select a navy blue that I like over here, right? Let's see. Well, I'm going to do one that's a lot. Here, actually, I'm going to do lighter blue. I'm going to do lighter blue so you can see the difference. But basically what I would do is I'd find an RGB value that suits my needs, and I would just go ahead and copy it. Not that one. Let's copy this over here. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And now, as you can see, if I go ahead and paste it over here instead of navy, and I save it, and I reload my document, what's going to happen is it's going to change to that blue color that I specified over there. All right. So now, as I mentioned before, there's a couple other ways to specify colors. You can also do it with HSL, RGBA, or HSLA values. Now, an example of when you would use, for example, an RGBA or an HSLA value is when you're specifying the opacity, right? So if I wanted to make this blue over here 50% more transparent, what I would do is I would add a comma, and then I would go ahead and type 0.5, right? But I would also go back here and I would type in A. Okay, now what this is going to do is it's going to turn into an RGBA value. Now if I go over here and I reload the page, it is now 50% transparent. Okay, so that's an example of an RGB A value. Now I could also use an HSLA value, and I don't know the exact HSLA value off the top of my head for this like for this blue color right here. But if I wanted to make like a tomato color, I already have one copy and pasted. If I just paste this in like this, it also accepts HSLA, and now as you can see, I have this 50% transparent tomato color, right? So they also take hex values. For example, where you take it's on the color selector too. So if I go here and it's this first value up here, like for example, if I wanted to do gray, I just copy and paste this one, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here and save it. It's also gonna process that, right? So they take that, they take HSLA, they take HSL values, they take a bunch of different there's a lot of different ways to input colors in HTML. So I hope that helps you understand colors a little bit better. Now again, if you want to know more about the way I implemented this style attribute in my H1 tag, I have another video talking about that on my channel. Alright, so as I promised you guys, if you stayed till the end, I would give you guys a couple of free gifts. I wanted to give you guys a gift. It's basically a 3-part mini course that you can watch right now. I have a link to it in the description, and what it is it's going to show you some of the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and it's going to help you get a lot more familiar with all 3 of these languages and how they interact. All you have to do is just go down and click to the link in the description. I'm also giving you guys a free ebook of I think it's 25 to 30 pages on the basics of web development. If you want it, there's a link down in the description, and there's also a cheat sheet that's going to help you learn any programming language as humanly fast as possible with back scientific methods. If you guys want to get all this stuff for free, just go ahead and check out the description. I've given it to you guys all there. 100% for free. All I ask in return is that you subscribe to my channel, because I'll be giving a bunch of free stuff like this, a bunch of free value all the time. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next tutorial.